Hi, it's Tim here from Cadmere AI. In this video, which is the first in a series, I'm going to show you how a fictitious business called Peak Events can use workflow automations to save time and increase productivity. Peak Events is an event planning company, and after speaking to a potential client, they have to write a proposal and send it to them. Normally this is a time-consuming task, but recently Peak Events have decided to automate the whole process using AI and a workflow automation in Make.com. In case you haven't heard of Make.com before, it is a software platform that allows hundreds of applications to communicate with each other and send data between them. Here is a workflow in Make.com, and it's composed of 9 modules. I'll explain about each one in a bit, but first let's look at the applications that are being used. The first one is Tally, which is a form building similar to Typeforms. I have set this up as a way to input all the information that is going to be added to the proposal. The next app is Airtable, which is similar to Google Sheets. This is being used to store all the data from the Tally form. As you can see, there is already one record that has been saved. The proposal is going to be created in Google Docs and stored in this Peak Events folder. Again, you can see that there is already one document in the folder. The proposal document is generated from a template which we'll have a quick look at. Each piece of text with the double brackets around it is where a variable from the Tally form will be entered. So you can see where the company name, the person's first name, the start date and the duration etc. will be added. Using a template such as this allows a proposal to be easily generated from the data received from the Tally form. The final app is Slack. This has been used as a messaging platform to inform the Chief Event Coordinator of Peak Events, Ruby Nelson, that a proposal has been created and requires her approval. Now let's go back to Make.com and look at all the modules in the workflow. As mentioned before, the information for the proposal will be inputted using a Tally form. The first module is what is called a webhook. This listens for a form being submitted and receives the data from the form. The second module stores the data as an Airtable record. The ChatGPT module has been used here to calculate the pricing for the event. The next module, which is a JSON one, takes the output from the ChatGPT module and converts it into plain text so the data can be easily added to the proposal template. The Tools module does a similar task. It formats the audio, visual and food requirement information from the Tally form so they can be added to the template. The Google Docs module is where the new proposal is created and then saved to the Peak Events folder. The next module, the Google Drive one, gets a shareable link for the newly created proposal. This link is then added to the Airtable record in the following module. The final module, the Slack one, creates a message in Slack to inform Ruby Nelson that a new proposal has been created and is ready to be approved. Let's now see this workflow in action. In order for it to be received, the data from the Tally form in the workflow needs to run, so I'll click on the Run Once button. And that's it now, ready and waiting for the form to be submitted. So it's now time to enter the data into the form. The first name is Sarah. The last name is Donaldson. And the company name is Smart Savings. I'll paste in the email address and enter a phone number. Clicking on the next button takes us to the second page of the form. I'll enter a date of 25th of November and the event runs for 2 days. The approximate number of attendees is 26 and the purpose of the event is to showcase new saving ideas. The preferred venue is a hotel and they want their company branding at the event. A stage is required and I'll select all the audio-visual options. Meals and refreshments are also required and again I'll select all options. Finally, there are no further requirements for the event. Now that the form has been completed, I'll click on the Submit button to send the data over to Make.com. And if we look at the workflow, you can see that it's already received the data and is processing it. Creating the proposal document takes the longest to do, but the whole process is completed in about 10 seconds. Let's now have a look at the various apps to see what have been created in them. The first is Airtable, and you can see that a new record has been created for Smart Savings, including the link to the proposal. If we move along to view the other fields, you can see that all the data which was entered into the form has been saved. And if we go to the Peak Events folder in Google Drive, you can see that the new proposal document has been created and saved in this folder. And finally, let's go to Slack. If I click on the Peak Events channel, you can see that a new message has been created with Ruby Nelson being tagged. The message also includes a link to the proposal document and the record in Airtable. I'll click on the proposal first to open it. And there it is, an automatically generated proposal for Smart Savings with all the data from the form added to it. Let's scroll down to quickly look at it. Sarah has been added to the salutation. The start date is 25th of November and the event runs for 2 days. The expected number of attendees is 26. The event purpose is to showcase new saving ideas. The preferred location is a hotel. The event theme is their company branding. A stage is required along with the 4 audio-visual options. And the 3 meal and refreshment options are also in the proposal. Finally, the individual pricing for each category has been added to the costing table, including the total estimated cost. So all the data that was inputted into the form has been used to generate the proposal. If we now go back to the message in Slack and click on the Airtable link, you can see that the Smart Savings record opens up, displaying all the information for the event. So there you have it, a workflow in Make.com that Peak Events can use to greatly reduce the time it takes to produce a new client proposal. The great thing about Make.com is you're not limited to just using the apps I've used in this workflow. As Make can connect to hundreds of different software applications, you won't have to change the ones you currently use. Make.com workflows will enable you to do the same work, just a lot faster. What manual work do you or your staff currently do that could easily be automated? Would you be interested in saving time and money and increasing your productivity? If so, just let me know. In the next video of this series, I'll show the automated process that happens when a newly created proposal has been approved. Look out for it coming soon.